Oh shit. A little lizard just came out of here. Welcome. So, this is the first episode of The Right Place. And I'll be explaining where the name comes from, but first off, my name is Ivan. And because of lack of skills and resources, whether it be time or money, this is what I'm stuck in a rusty tub in the middle of the desert talking. But it's a nice place. Sun's a little hot, but I think we'll power through. So why The Right Place? I didn't have a name. I thought maybe in the future I could come up with that. But I was thinking about how I've been told that certain places are not the right place to do something. So for example, a family dinner might not be the right place to talk about politics or certain sensitive subjects. So I was like, here I am with all the people that I care about, whose opinions I respect, but it just isn't the right place. It's like confessing your love to someone at their wedding. Like that's not the right place. That makes you a piece of shit. I think that will be our new little segment. We will call it, guess what? You're a piece of shit. Like Brandon, your friend's wedding is not the right place to confess to his wife that you love her. Brandon, guess what? You're a piece of shit. Why did I decide to go with The Right Place? I always see this. When Colin Kaepernick, he was kneeling, protesting police brutality. It was just these parodies with race in the U.S. And people were upset. Not everyone. Some people were supportive, but there were enough people that were upset that he was doing it. When it's something this important, something that's important because people are dying, we should take a step back and be able to say, maybe it's okay, wherever he wants to do this, wherever you want to talk about such a terrible thing, go ahead and talk about it. Now, to go back to the you're a piece of shit thing, usually when you're in the wrong place, doing the wrong thing, people will tell you, hey, this is not the right place. Now, you should take a moment and reflect and say, is this the wrong place to do this? But then trust yourself. If you end up, after reflecting, you end up deciding that was the right place, then go ahead and do it. That person who told you should be able to understand and respect that you have thought about this. We all have reasons for doing what we do. Excuse me. Oftentimes we forget that. We start judging people's decisions based on, our own experiences, and we can't do that because, as we all know, all of our lives are unique and they're, in different ways. Sometimes our experiences overlap and we have similarities, but we are very unique because no two people, not even twins, are the same, because even though they were born at the same time and they went through the same experiences, there had to be times when they were not together, or an experience touched them differently. But we need to respect people's decisions. We see this everywhere. I became an illegal immigrant. I became a little illegal immigrant when I was 11 years old, and that was tough. That was tough, and I didn't speak the language and all that stuff. It's become part of my identity. There have been times when I've said something. I've reacted in a negative way to a remark that I felt was insensitive, and usually about it'll be racism or something like that. And people get uncomfortable and they're like, come on, dude, don't. You're making everybody uncomfortable. It's like, well, I mean, I'm uncomfortable. Like, if somebody could just say, oh, hey, that was a shitty thing, like that was racist, then I might feel better. Maybe that's what I'm looking for. And yeah, our peace shouldn't depend on others. But if it's in the hands of others to make us feel a little bit better, why not do that? You're not even asking for much most of the time. It's just like, hey, just realize that you just made somebody else a little smaller. You've expressed that somebody is smaller, or it's easier to make fun of somebody else, or whatever. And somebody's telling you this. If I tell you, hey, that might be a little racist, dude, then just say, oh shit, I didn't know. I'm sorry. That easy. People normally in these situations, they'll say something like, I'm not fucking racist. That's just a joke. You should learn how to take a joke. It's like, don't make racist jokes. There's so many other jokes you can make that are not racist. Or, I mean, if it's a really good racist joke and you're just like, okay, that was good, then you laugh. And if you're not capable of laughing, then you'll have a terrible time, and you probably will distance yourself from people, and that'll be your decision. Personally, I had to dial that back. I knew that wasn't the right way to approach it. I was losing people. I was losing opportunities based on these reactions I was having. I was like, I'm not going to change anybody. I knew I wasn't going to change anybody. You have conversations. You have conversations with people. If one night you're having a dinner with your friend and he says something really racist and you're like, holy shit, but you respect this person, you know this person, and you love this person, then some other time you come back and you're like, hey, remember that? I thought that was, what's up with that? And then you'll have a conversation about it. If he takes it well, or she takes it well, good. If she doesn't, then you'll have to decide, like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be hanging out with this person. That'll be the end of that. We have to look at all situations individually. There's just no other way to do it. If we start clumping things together, we start to generalize, and that never ends well. Historically, the biggest point that I wanted to make is that people get upset. People get upset, and that's always a problem. Whether you're the person being insensitive or you're the person reacting to this insensitive behavior, if you get angry, it's going to go badly. Just cool out and wait for the right moment when it connects in your head and you're like, okay, well, somebody here something is happening. Whenever an altercation occurs, then you know that somebody did something wrong. Now, you look at yourself, did they do something wrong? Be honest, obviously, be honest. Don't just be like, oh no, this guy's an asshole, I'm not gonna listen to him. And then go through with whatever you gotta do, We are smart little pieces of shit. We should be able to figure out and if we're doing something wrong. And when we realize that we are doing something wrong, then be big enough to own up to it and just say, hey, my bad, and move on. You will grow. You won't grow from getting angry and be like, oh, you're a fucking asshole, like you can't take a joke. Comedians have had a lot of time to complain about these things. When people go to a comedy show and they'll be like, hey, you can't make fun of disabled people, or you can't make fun of the military, you can't make fun of this or that. You can make fun of anything. You're a fucking comedy show. If a person does something in a personal life, we had this comedian who he didn't form a part of my upbringing, but apparently it shocked a lot of people. Bill Cosby, and when all the stuff came out and people were like, holy shit, yeah, we gotta get rid of this guy. But that could have been done, just, okay, this guy's a piece of shit. And that's when you should be outraged. And then what you do is you separate yourself from them. And that's it. The more involved we get emotionally, the more power we're giving to something that is already hurting us. You're feeding the force that's taking your peace away. The ability to find peace should be our only goal in life. I know it's my only goal in life. Maybe you think peace is at the beach, but it's in our fucking heads, your inner peace will always be the most powerful peace you can find. You can feel calm somewhere. You can feel calm for a moment. But then if you step out of that moment and you're just right back where you used to be, then that should be a signal that you've got some shit to figure out. We can help each other be at peace. That's an opportunity that none of us should pass up. If somebody tells you, hey dude, you're kind of fucking with my peace over here, then try to help. Try to help. And the person's being an asshole, then just be like, hey man, your peace is your problem. Find it. Leave me the fuck out of it. And move on. Well, that will be our episode for today. It won't always be this. I won't always be the rusty tub. And I'll be back. I'll be doing more episodes. I'll be doing interviews and I'll be doing little pieces. I said, my life has been touched by this illegal immigration, the issue of illegal immigration, and I've been the issue. So I'll probably you'll see some bias when I speak about things that relate to it, but it won't always be that. It might seep into other stories, but it won't always be that. And I'll do what I can to keep things interesting. So hopefully you'll come back. See you guys next time.